Well, it's a few days after Thanksgiving, and I leave nothing to go to waste. I took my turkey carcass and I made broth. So I've got this beautiful turkey broth. I can use this next year or the next time I make turkey, whenever I want to have gravy or broth for a soup or something. Look how delicious that looks. Beautiful, golden. I had let my broth slow cook for like 2 days. And actually I had a total of 4 pints of broth, but one of them I just ate on the spot with my leftover turkey. I made a nice bowl of soup for myself and my husband. It was really good. So I only ended up with 3 pints, but they're nicely concentrated, and they're going to make really wonderful meals in the future. And then you might recall we had a bird that we barbecued on the grill, and we had a grill pan under the bird. This is the pan drippings that came from the bird, and this is the fat that we separated out. And I'll maybe use a little bit of this fat to make the roux to thicken my gravy, but I'm going to make a gravy out of this, and this has a wonderful smoky flavor. So we're going to make turkey gravy, and I'm going to use that with my leftovers. Alrighty, I took some of this fattier portion that I skimmed off the broth and I warmed it up in the microwave. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of flour right in here. And to whisk this together. And you can see how smooth that is. There's no lumps or anything. I use Wonder flour. Alrighty, so we've got about a 1/4 cup of flour mixed in with our 1/4 cup of the solids from the gravy. This is primarily butter mixed with turkey fat. And it was so dark looking when I took that bird out of the barbecue. I'd never barbecued a bird. My husband actually did it, but I'd never had a barbecued turkey before. And the drippings pan, it looked so dark. I thought, oh my gosh, that surely can't be any good to make gravy. So we used a carton gravy at our Thanksgiving feast. And now I'm taking this out and tasting it, and it's actually really, really good. So we're going to use this for our gravy. So we're going to just pour this roux. This is just a 1/4 cup of flour, and I use Wonder flour. I mixed it with the solids that came out of the turkey drippings from the barbecued turkey. And that would be a mixture of turkey fat and butter, because I had a lot of butter on that turkey. So this is going to be a really nice gravy. I'm sorry I didn't take the time to make this gravy for our holiday gathering. So we put this mixture, this roux, into a pan. It was already kind of brown from being on the barbecue. But we're going to just toast it a little bit more so we get the flour doesn't have that doughy taste. We want the flour to have a little bit of cook to it. Wow, this is going to be a wonderfully rich brown gravy. Okay, then we've got the rest of our turkey pan drippings there. I'm going to add half of it, and then half again. And the lumps are not flour lumps. They're just your regular whatever drips out of your turkey. The lumps are sort of dissolving away. Wow, this looks like a really great gravy. Delicious. Of course, you want to salt and pepper this to taste. And I like my gravy fairly thick. So this is not going to be too thin or too thick for my preference. I like my gravy a little bit thicker. So I went with a 1/4 cup of flour mixed with a 1/4 cup of, you can use butter or you can use the fat from your turkey drippings. And then once you've got that roux toasted up a little bit in the pan, you add the rest of your turkey drippings, or you can just use broth. If you've got like broth in the freezer or canned broth, whatever kind of broth you have. This is just a basic gravy recipe. And I would say it's about 2 cups of broth mixed in with the 1/4 cup of flour and the 1/4 cup of the fat, whatever kind of fat you're using, butter, turkey fat. And it's thickening up very nicely. It doesn't take more than a minute or two. You can do this either with a flour slurry like we just made, or you can warm your broth and add a cornstarch slurry at the end and just cook it like this till it thickens. But we like the flour gravy better than the cornstarch. The cornstarch gives you a little more silky texture, and the flour, I think, gives it a little heartier flavor. So it's just personal preference. So this is going to thicken a little bit as it cools, but it does coat your spoon rather nicely. So I'm going to turn off the heat, and this is ready to put in your serving bowl and serve. You can taste it when it cools a little bit, add salt and pepper. But yeah, that's ready, and look how much delicious gravy this made. So barbecued turkey, here's the gravy, ready to go onto your holiday table. Here's our finished gravy. It's sitting here cooling a little bit. As you can see, it's very nice consistency. And you'll have to take my word for this. It smells and tastes delicious. So there's a gravy you'll be happy to put on your holiday table. If you like to strain the solids out even more, you can strain this through a cheesecloth or through a little household strainer. Something like this. But I didn't bother to strain it. But if you have a family that's fussy about having little lumps and bumps in their gravy, you might want to strain it. But I think this is great, delicious. I'll put the few basic ingredients and instructions in the description box below. And I hope you enjoy making gravy for your family. Don't hesitate to try it. It's pretty easy and simple, and it tastes great. It's so much better than the boxed gravies you buy in the grocery store. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk to you all again in the next video. Bye now. Here I've got my leftover turkey dinner with my nice gravy, some cranberries, ready to go. Delicious.